everyone, thanks for watching with us today. We do have a short little video for you, but before we get into that, we just wanted to kind of update you guys on what we've had going on the last couple weeks. It's been a little crazy, a little bit ridiculous here.
This really isn't an excuse for the lack of video. We've just been lazy, pretty much.
Well, and also
unmotivated.
Travis is working on drywall, so two things. That means he's not working on it, and also it's just a really boring video.
If you guys haven't been following our channel the whole time, every time I get to drywall, it's kind of stalls out.
Yeah.
Because I don't like drywall.
But it all started, like 4 weeks ago when we got sick? Would you say that was that long ago? So we were sick, we all got this terrible head cold for like a week. And then right after we got better from that, a few Sundays ago, we were walking home from church and Sawyer tried to roll down the hill and broke his arm.
A grass hill.
Yeah.
Like a little steep, but nothing crazy. Shouldn't have broken his arm.
Yeah.
But it was just a fracture. 3 weeks in a cast. He healed up just fine.
And then 2 weeks into that, Maxwell was trying to watch the boys play baseball and he got in the way and got smacked in the face with a metal bat and ended up with a huge goose egg on his forehead and 2 black eyes.
We'll show you the picture right here, but it is a little, we'll show it.
You think so?
Yeah, it is a little bit gruesome.
It's shocking.
So if you don't like to see huge goose eggs, no blood, but huge goose eggs, then turn away.
Yeah.
It's out of all of our kids, three boys, this is by far the biggest goose egg we've had to deal with yet. And just a goose egg, no concussion, no
broken
lasting problems. He's still his crazy self, but yeah.
So then the goose egg went down and the black eyes happened, and then Travis decided that we should cut Sawyer's cast off ourselves because we just DIY everything around here. And so we cut his cast off.
Well, I figure we've had broken bones before, and I've seen how these doctors cut the cast off. It's the exact same tool as my oscillating saw. I could call it a jiggy tool, but it's the exact same tool that I have, and I could save the whatever copay or whatever it would be.
Yeah. And
it was just a fracture. If it was anything scary, I wouldn't have done it, but it was just a fracture.
We were worried about the medical bills then, but we had no idea what was coming.
Yeah.
So we cut Sawyer's cast off, and the next day we're gonna go up to Idaho with some friends. We all got all of our stuff packed up, dirt bikes, clothes for the weekend, packed the whole truck, trailer, everything, and then our friends met us up here and we loaded it all up, got 5 minutes away, and all of the kids had to go to the bathroom. So we stopped at a gas station and went inside, went to the bathroom, got some treats, and as we were walking out, Lincoln went to step up on a parking curb.
It was like a curb on a curb, kind of. So it was
a little tall.
Double the height of a curb. Nothing crazy.
But he jumped down, and I don't know, he was walking behind me. We were trying to cross the parking lot. I don't know if he slipped or just fell weird, but he broke both bones in his arm. So when I turned around, his arm seriously looked like an S, like it had a wave in it. It was on a Friday night, so we thought, well, we'll just run him to the Instacare. Turns out the Instacare will not set a bone. You have to go to the ER. So we ended up having to go to the Children's Hospital ER and have his bones set.
So anyway, we get to the hospital and they say, how do you know it's broken? Lincoln lifts up his arm. We had him in a sling. He lifts up his arm and they see his bend in his arm and they're like, whoa, yeah, that's broken. We go up, get some x-rays taken of it, and they say, yeah, this is a pretty bad break right in the middle of his arm, both bones. We're gonna have to reset this, and that's gruesome. They literally said the only way to do this humanely is to put him under. And they won't let me be in the room, so I had to leave for this because they said it was brutal. But they start yanking on his arm, and they take x-rays as they're yanking, but slowly they get his arm set until it looks perfect on the x-ray. And while they're doing this, they said, they got all these nurses and doctors surrounding Lincoln, and they said Lincoln turned his head to one of the nurses and said, can you please tell him not to do that?
Sure, we're getting a big bill for this one.
We got terrible insurance, so we're paying all that.
A bad year for the catastrophe plan.
Yeah.
So that happened Friday night. So of course we just turned around and came home.
Travis went on our trip.
Yeah, Travis took Lincoln to the ER and I came home and unloaded the truck. And then that Sunday night, there was this amazing rainstorm. It was raining so hard, so much lightning. So we opened our French doors and sat out on the deck and just watched it for like an hour. We played card games at the table, and then finally we were like, oh, we better get these kids to sleep. And so I'm like, Maxwell, go get in bed. And Maxwell walks into his room and comes running out, and he's like, Mom, there's something in my room. And Travis at this time was like, well, I better go check the house and just make sure everything looks okay.
There's a lot of rain.
Yeah, it been raining for like an hour.
They said 3 inches of rain in like an hour, hour and a half.
So anyway, so Travis is outside checking the house, and I go down there and I walk in and I can hear something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then I notice that Max's blinds and everything are all wet. And so I run over there and I move his changing table and pull his blinds up, and water is just pouring into his room. It had filled up the window well outside. It was like a foot up the window full of water, and it was coming in where the window slides, coming in under there and just pouring. And so I'm like, Sawyer, go get Dad. Tell Dad I need him real quick. And he's like, why, Mom? I'm like, Sawyer, just go get him. And I'm starting to panic, because the water's just coming. And so
I'm sure she was really panicky, by the way.
So he's walking slow, and I'm like, Lincoln, go get Dad, I need Dad. And he's like, why? So finally I'm like, you guys, Max's room is flooding. And then I run back in with Tad. We have all of the towels we have in the house, and I'm trying to soak up the water, and all of a sudden I just hear Lincoln and Sawyer just start screaming, Dad! And they're what?
Just like terror screaming, just like not even making sense, not saying anything, just screaming out of control.
I'm like, you guys, and I can hear him. He run all the way upstairs, all the way through the kitchen, outside, just screaming the whole way.
And so in the meantime, while she's doing all this, I have now walked outside and have discovered this window. And so I'm like shuffling over to go get a bucket, and I start running back to the window with a bucket when the door swings open, and all these kids are you're just totally inconsolable. And I'm like, guys, stop! What? The house is flooding! I was like, I got it. Go back inside. You're hysterical. And so I bucket out the window real quick, come back inside.
And I'm like, you guys, what was going on? Why were you so scared? And Sawyer was like, oh, we thought the house was gonna fill up like a swimming pool. We thought it was flooding all the way. So that was so funny.
Our kids we've had a couple of natural disasters, earthquake, fire, and now flood, windstorms, power outages, and man, our kids are so terrified of natural disasters now.
But anyway, it soaked probably 2 or so feet into the room, just completely soaked the carpet. So we cleaned it up as much as we could with towels, and then luckily Travis had some carpet fans at work, and we just put those up and let them run for a couple days, and then we bought a carpet cleaner, and so we've been able to just fix it all up back how it was. But it was
no big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
And I just got to do a little bit of gutter moving and maybe gutter cleaning.
Yeah.
Outside, did not let that happen again in a freak rainstorm.
Yeah. So anyway, we've just had a crazy couple of weeks, and we're excited that you guys are here watching with us. And hopefully next week Travis will be done with drywall, and we'll have something more interesting to show you. So we do have a short video for you guys, and next week hopefully we'll have more to show you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Sarah, and this is Travis. We've moved 7 times in the last 6 years and are currently renovating our 3rd house with our 3 boys and our Old English sheepdog. Follow along as we renovate our house and raise our boys. That's him. Subscribe and join us on our next adventure. Hey guys, this week I'm going to show you just a really quick trick. We have kind of a rambunctious child, and he decided that it would be a good idea to draw pen all over our countertop. So I've tried a couple different things, and I'm going to show you how to get that out. So I've used a couple of cleaners, and this is what it looks like now. So you can see it just wouldn't quite come out all the way. What I've decided to do is just coat the area with toothpaste and then leave it for 10 minutes, and we're going to see if that works. If not, we're going to try something a little bit more drastic. And as always, this is going to be a little bit harsher on your countertop, so you don't always want to coat it with toothpaste and leave it for 10 minutes. I know there's going to be people upset that this is going to be harsh on the countertop, but honestly, it's better than the pen. So here we go. Okay, so that's all coated in toothpaste, and we're going to leave it for 10 minutes and see how it looks. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. It didn't quite take everything off, so I'm going to do it one more time and see if I can get all the pen all the way off. Okay, so I did the toothpaste one more time. You can still see there's just really faint pen marks on there. So I'll probably do it one more time just to make sure I get it off all the way, but it's looking really good. And if this video was useful to you, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.